So I want to commend you guys for actually sort of coming into the wolf's den. And how much better would it be if some of like the people who actually on your side, who at least say they do know this stuff, to actually come on? Because this Warski platform here,
want to take you seriously.
like this Warski.
There's two things.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, they can do that, but the result of them like not taking me seriously, I'm just beneath them or whatever. The result of that is that like things like Warski Live become a quote unquote alt-right hangout when it didn't used to be, because like you guys aren't showing up. Right. It wasn't at first. It's become that way because of the no platform policy.
No, it became that way because of Bloodsports. Money in
like you can do quote unquote blood sports, but the thing is like you just don't show up.
It's just branded. That's all it is. Like this format has existed on YouTube for years. People have been fighting online. We just called it Bloodsports and have a few channels that have promoted each other in the genre, and people are pissed at it. But it's been happening forever. People who are bitching about Bloodsports did Bloodsports before it was branded this way.
Yeah, but how long has Super Chat's been out?
For years.
Okay, well that's not what people are.
I had Warski Live 1 from 100 when it wasn't Bloodsports for like a year and a half, and that like helped me the entire way through. It's been like 2-3 years almost now.
And Ryan mentioned that we needed to bring a psychologist in with competence on this subject. I just want to say Dr. Papa JF, PhD, is here. If you need me, just ask. Now, we are headed toward concluding statements, so each of you should be preparing a last few sentences that you'd like to say. And on a lighter note, before we move into the concluding statements, I would like to ask to Mr. David Sherratt here, do you believe in the presumption of innocence, sir?
Yes, I do.
And so why do you go around calling me a rapist?
Oh, okay, Garapy. Let's get on with this. Okay. So let's go to the psychological report by Dr. Rosa Gonzalez. Should we do that?
No, because it's not been featured. It's not been
featured. The psychologist said she was
not
capable of consent. You committed statutory rape according to North Carolina law.
No.
That's just
if you believe in the presumption of innocence, you should wait that a criminal trial finds me guilty. Did you find a criminal trial has been done?
Okay, JF. What do you think about Rotherham? What do you think about Rotherham? Do you think the Rotherham rape gangs didn't actually rape anyone because the police didn't arrest them?
Oh well, I would say that.
What about Telford?
I would say that I have to presume innocence and that I don't know about the facts of this case. So I wouldn't go around accusing them of rape.
What about Cologne?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
None of it happened according to you.
I've never been on the public space saying that someone has
there is a case. There is a concept of evidence. Yeah. Now I'm not saying now there is a case of there are court documents, official court documents that suggest a level of evidence that would put you in jail if you hadn't fucked off back to Canada.
So what's happening with the police system in the US? Why am I not in jail? I'm right here. They know my address.
Because the family didn't want to fucking deal with you anymore.
Hey, why don't?
Because the girl was scared of you.
Okay, why don't?
Did you ever hear this girl say anything of the sort?
And then
fucking court documents, man.
Hey, why don't
you ever hear this girl say, "I'm scared of JF"?
Did I ever personally hear it?
No, not personally. Did you ever see a trace of a court document where this woman says, "I'm scared of JF"?
No, she likes cats, JF.
No, what you will be reporting is hearsay by an employee of her father. That is all false allegations. These are all false allegations, and you guys don't respect the value that you stand by.
That's rape. That's
what is rape?
Okay.
What is rape?
She was the ward of the court.
She was not the ward of the court when I was in the term. She was a consenting adult. So you guys are going around the public space claiming that I'm a rapist, and you have no evidence, you have no criminal trial, and you guys don't respect due process. You're a bunch of shitty, ratty people.
And you do respect due process.
Kind of people I wouldn't want to live with.
Okay. Why don't let Sean and I do our concluding statements, and then you can do this argument. This is a separate debate. This is a separate thing. Okay. Concluding arguments, like a lot of the stuff has been relitigated from like the Kraut and T stuff. a lot of the sources we cited were literally stuff.
Yeah, actually, speaking of the Crown T stuff, I've got a bunch
that the Muppet Farm went about. Are you going to make a new argument at the very end as your concluding statement? Is that BS?
You can finish. You can finish. Doesn't matter.
Don't do that stuff where you do like your concluding statement and it's an argument and I can't respond to it.
No, it's not about that.
All right. So anyway, I don't know how to conclude. Like I've done this all to death.
Yeah.
These guys got beat. It's over.
All right, are you ready for us then? All right. So do you want to go into the Kraut stuff first?
Yeah, okay. And this is something I do need to bring up. And really, this is because the Warski Life pretty much became what it is now because of the Kraut doxing server drama narrative thing that's going on. And I'm connected to this somewhat because a clip of me that was secretly recorded between me and Kraut. There was a video that was discussed, and I refer to it as doxing. Now, this video was called "The Race Mixer Beats His Meat." Now, you might know what it is, alt hype.
Yes, I'm familiar with that video.
Never will I die.
Yeah. Now, okay. So the reason I called it a dox was because I wasn't actually familiar with the content of the video, and it wasn't actually the content itself that was the problem. Now, in the description of the video, it stated...
No, the content was great. The content of the video was fantastic.
No one wants to see you jerk off. Including the alleged 14-year-old or minor that you sent it to. That's the reason that video is out in the first place.
Whoa.
That was what the video said.
In the description of the video.
In the description of the video, it states, okay, I have the archive here. I have the archive here. The Race Mixer, aka the Pink Panther 96, beats off on camera. He made this for a minor and didn't expect to report him. Sick fucker.
And you see, the issue is that isn't the only instance.
And a friend of mine did a bit of digging, because this wasn't the only time you've been accused of pedophilia, is it?
Didn't you just say that the thing you were going to say wasn't about Ryan?
So now
how could he leave?
Okay. It wasn't an argument.
It's not about you. I'm just going to call you.
So here you are. So look, we're seeing a pattern here. Here you are accusing people of rape based on hearsay. Now you're saying, "Oh, you're
not hearsay.
It's not hearsay. It's something I've heard.
Court documents are not hearsay.
Court documents can very easily be hearsay.
Okay, so then why the hell did these pedophilia accusations disappear? Make you disappear from the internet for several years?
I didn't disappear from the internet. Like, what are you talking about?
You deleted all your channels. These
deleted all your channels.
No, my channels got banned. My channels got regularly banned.
Okay. Sure, dear.
Sure, like this is like
you just
like people know this. Like they got banned.
At the end of the day, there are several accusations with evidence that you
What
sent.
evidence?
With
What
evidence.
evidence? What evidence?
Do you want me to
video evidence of chat logs
It
where
seems that
you
the evidence was not enough.
You asked a
Evidence?
14-year-old to hook up with you.
What the fuck is this? Also, like I was never Pink Panther anything. That was never an account of mine.
But it seems that the evidence was not strong enough for any court to find Ryan guilty of anything.
Like what is this? Like is this what you do, Sherratt? You just call people like pedophiles? Like, oh, some guy on the internet.
Not without evidence, dear.
Not without evidence. Don't worry.
Okay,
I'll do a quick video tomorrow or something. I'll show the evidence if you want.
You'll love it.
You'll love it. It'll be great.
Will the evidence have a link to an account or something? Like, or is it just going to be some account that says I'm Ryan Falk or something?
There's probably a bit more evidence than that. But okay, that's fine. I gotta go. It's 20 past 2 in the morning, and people in my house are trying to sleep now. I'm gonna go.
Fair enough. Later.
See ya.
Right, guys.
Did we have time for everyone's concluding statement? I don't think so, but if you guys want to say some last words. This is extremely a pathetic ending.
Wow.
That is like at the very end, like, oh, surprise, you're a pedophile. And like here's a description from a video from like years ago.
Oh.
And like left the internet? Like what the like
this is what happens when two keyboard warriors meet real men in an internet blood sports match. They weren't prepared. So I'll start with my concluding statement, and then you guys can go. I mean, it starts with 20 minutes of facts just being dropped on these guys that they were requesting. It's not like we harassed them with mysterious studies. They were asking, what are your facts on which you base your racial realism view? Well, here are the facts. And then it's like, oh no, you're flooding us with studies. These people don't know anything. They don't know what they're talking about. And all the information is on Alternative Hypothesis website. So it's not like we surprise them with anything that anyone here has not been saying for more than 5 years on the internet. It's all there. The record is there, and they couldn't do the research, because when these people say race don't exist, it's based on ignorance, not on research. Now, the second part of the discussion, it was about calling people Nazis. Again, they cannot back it. That was not a particularly interesting part, other than the fact that they don't have facts to base their claim on, other than, oh, there's one guy in the alt-right who shouted this during a rally. Okay, well, one guy is not enough to justify you calling Ryan a Nazi. In fact, I've been in private with Ryan. I can attest that he's the least anti-Semite alt-righter I can think of. I even tried to get some things out of him, and it's impossible. This guy is not a Nazi. And on the end, David Sherratt shows his keyboard warrior skills. He calls people rapists. He calls people pedophiles. He cannot show the evidence. He thinks that because a document has been filed in court, that it's an official court document. It's not. I can file a document tomorrow morning claiming that David Sherratt is a rapist in court, and it's going to have the stamp of the court. It's just JF's allegation. There was never any finding in the case, in my case, where I could have even committed anything close to rape. There was never any finding that my ex-fiancé could not consent to love stories or sex. And so this guy is going around Twitter making these claims, and he cannot back them up. And what we have here is someone who is engaged in political activism and doesn't care about his principle of presumption of innocence, doesn't care about the quality of evidence. He's willing to call Ryan a pedophile based on a YouTube description. That's the level of evidence we're dealing with.
Yeah. That was...
Well, maybe that's why these people don't come on to these debates.
Is that why? But like, I'm wondering. And sorry, I know my mic's been fucked up the whole time. It's either too low or too loud. I'm gonna try to level this out somehow. Sorry, guys. OBS is being weird. But like, he asked me to battle you specifically. Like, did they have that bomb at the end planned? Because it really seemed like
they had to have,
because that was his final statement, was just bringing that up. But that was like, it felt premeditated. Like, they came in here, they were gonna have the debate, but the whole idea wasn't for the debate. It was for that ending to be like wham. Because if he's making a video, he's been planning this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they weren't. And the thing is, it looked like they weren't prepared for the debate. They were just
they asked, next time tell us what studies. They're like, tell us what studies to bring. It's like, you knew what the debate was about, so you should have been ready for those studies.
It's like we've been doing this for 6 fucking months, and all this, like, I think every single study we've cited has been in like some sort of response to crowd or something. Like, it's not like this isn't like esoteric shit. Like, this is all but whatever.
Because it was like 2 hours of that, and then just, all right, guys, boom, fuck off. Like, all right, David, like, Jesus Christ, this is fucked. This was a very uncomfortable ending. I'll say that much.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, it was a fun show.
Yeah,
I was on the edge of my seat.
You guys did very well.
I was on the edge of my seat by the end. Like, it was funny at a lot of points. There was some like intense moments, some funny, weird moments, and then a fucking ending to go like, okay. And then I guess, thanks for being on the show. We really appreciate it. Dudes.
Whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should I don't know. Maybe like I should do not to like actually say that he's like a pedophile, but to like, I don't know, find some chat logs or something. Yeah. And like somebody or do that bullshit. It's like, oh, here's a chat log, oh, here's a picture of David Sherratt. Oh, he's friends with these people. Like, make some, catfish Facebook account or something just to show like this is just this is just like dirty tricks. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah. So
this is really, I mean, it really speaks to the pathology of these people who need to fill their life with some fucked up moral crusade against Nazis on the internet, and they're how warped their sense of morality becomes that they come into a debate with such a fucked up ulterior motive as to call someone a fucking pedophile.
The hell of it is, I was gonna give them props for showing up. Like I was like trying to be like as polite as possible for them to just show up.
Me too.
Because that's like a million times more than like these shit stains like ContraPoints or Bomberman or whatever that they'll ever do. Like they'll never actually engage with people who criticize with them. So I was like, well, let's give them props for actually like being here, you know. But then it's like, but it seems like this is the only reason they're being here. So they weren't really here.
I DM'd,
so it's like, fuck.
I DM'd David and I was like, yo, props on fucking because he reached out to me. So I was like, awesome, that's cool. Like I was gonna give him props too for setting this up because he was the one who started the ball rolling. But
now it's
I don't know, but like, it has to be that was planned, or if he would have came in here and just have the debate, but at the end he got really like he was getting emotional at the end. You saw that, right? Like he was getting like intense and in the camera, and maybe that was his, you know, Hail Mary. You know,
I mean, that's a pretty weird. Like, oh yeah, sometimes I just get emotional and call people pedophiles. That's not a normal fucking statement.
Fair enough. You got me there.
I think this is all planned.
No, but this is also a result of being 5 times in a row having a question asked to them, and they're
hang on. May I bring up a callback from halfway through the show? There was a part where I had to defend, as usual, the Bloodsports genre. This is why Bloodsports is not productive. We were having like you guys were having a nice debate back and forth. They brought the last like that was Bloodsports. You pull out a fucking Magnum at the end and shoot the person in the back of the head after you shook their hand. Yeah, okay.
Like the Big Lebowski guy at the bowling range.
Yeah,
what's happening?
It's like you all like, all right, peace out. Okay, that was a good fight. They're walking away, and they just turned around and just fucking Goodfellas you in the back of the head. They were the ones who used the Bloodsports for the shitty thing. And I just want to say, yeah, but anyway, that's fucking I don't know what to say. You guys, that was fucked, man.
Well, whatever. I think Sean didn't make his last statement.
Yeah, Sean, go ahead.
Ryan's not a pedophile. And people, if you want to do this thing where you go online and debate about a scientific topic, the first step is to read like a pile of textbooks. These people, this is a sad example. If you don't know how twin studies work, if you don't know what subspecies are, if you don't know how these things are tested for genetically, just don't talk about this shit. Obviously, both of them had no idea what they were talking about. And then they ended it with a pedophile accusation. Like this was a bizarre monstrosity of a fucking debate.
If you're in a point where you're like, I'm going to debunk twin studies, not like a particular twin study, but like the methodology of twin studies, you're just like
you're fighting a uphill battle.
Just get the fuck out. You don't know what you're doing.
Well, it's like, oh, you can't control for socioeconomic status. I'm going to say that in a debate. Why? Well, I'm not a psychologist, so okay, then don't fucking say that.
This was YouTube race realism compact in 2 hours. Race doesn't exist. Okay, well, race may exist, but you can't control your studies. Oh, well, you may control your studies, but I don't know about it. I'm not a psychologist. Oh, well, then you're a pedophile.
Perfect. All right.
Holy shit. Well, guys, thanks for being on the show. I heckin' love science. $5. If autistic people aren't cognizant to do adult things like give legal consent, why is David, a diagnosed autistic person, being entertained here? Wait, he's autistic.
Wait, is that true? Is that actually true? David he's diagnosed autistic or considers himself autistic?
I'll Google that.
Google that right now.
That would be very interesting because I have been seeing that narrative coming from that sort of side for a long time, and I've personally found it fucking repulsive.
That might make sense for that article.
So if a girl has sex with him, then she's raping him. In his
well, I guess because he can't consent, right?
That's his. Yeah, you can't. All right. Fair enough. So he shouldn't be. Okay, cool. He shouldn't be on
Well,
the
that would
internet.
explain why he was MGTOW.
Ah, there we go. Hey, okay.
Yeah. He has a tweet saying, "My autism is triggered. David Sherratt confirmed autistic. We have just interacted with someone who was unable to consent to even talking to us."
Oh my God.
It may be criminal, Andy. It may be criminal.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take advantage of David in that way. We didn't know about his ailment.
Well,
Yes.
now it all really starting to come into place. All starting to make sense, isn't it?
Yeah, shit. Okay, fair enough.
That's why you couldn't respond to anything that Altype was saying. He's autistic.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I mean, according to that sort of side's argument, is that if you're autistic, you have no agency and you can't think for yourself. So, yeah, well, that's consistent, I guess, with their claims.
Damn. We'll see you soon.